The next piano sound is the fabulous Bosendorfer. You'll notice it has a darker tone quality. These happen to be the two most popular sounds in the Yamaha piano sound library, and for your convenience, Yamaha has placed dedicated buttons for the CFX Grand and the Bosendorfer right in the center of your control panel. This clavinova gives you a good selection of sounds. To navigate through those sounds, simply press the voice button. Now you'll see several folders appear. The first is the acoustic piano folder. When we go into that folder, we see the CFX Grand and the Bosendorfer, which we've already discussed. There are several other sounds, and here are just a few. Here's the bright piano. Here's the mellow grand. This is the warm grand. This is the jazz grand piano. And this is the rock piano. The next group are the electric pianos, and here you'll find several sounds covering music styles from the 60s, 70s, and 80s. The first is the stage electric piano. One thing to note about these electric piano sounds is while you play them soft, they have a certain characteristic, but when you bear down on them and play a little bit harder, you notice the sound changes. This is the DX electric piano, modeled after many of the Yamaha synthesizers from the 70s and 80s. This is the phase electric piano. And this is the tremolo vintage piano. The next group are the organs. And here you'll find a nice mixture of classical and jazz organ sounds. First, we have the organ principal. Next, we have the organ tutti. As you work through different instruments, the clavinova will place those instruments in different acoustic spaces, further enhancing the realism of your playing. Next up is the jazz organ. Part of the characteristic sound of these fantastic tone wheel organs is the rotating speaker you hear. Yamaha gives you the ability to adjust the speed of that rotation using your left pedal. The next sound group are the strings. Here you have a variety of string sounds from lush orchestral strings to choir to synthesizer pad sounds. This is the choir sound. Here's the synth pad sound. Next are the basses. Here you'll find a variety of bass sounds suitable for a wide variety of music. Here's the acoustic bass. Next, I'd like to play that same example, this time with a bass and a ride cymbal sound. This is the electric bass. And this is the fretless bass. In the others category, you'll find a couple harpsichords, vibes, and a couple different guitar sounds. Here's the harpsichord 8-foot. Next, we have the coupled harpsichord 8 and 4. Unlike a piano, a harpsichord is not a touch-sensitive instrument. Adding to the realism of the playing experience, Yamaha automatically disables the touch-sensitive portion of the keyboard for certain sounds such as harpsichords or organs. With all of these great sounds built into this incredible instrument, wouldn't it be great if you could play more than one sound at a time? Well, you can with the CLP635. It gives you the ability to either layer two different sounds or split the keyboard and have different sounds on either side. For example, a very popular layer would be the CFX Grand with the strings. To set up a layer, which Yamaha calls dual mode, simply press the dual split button, and in the screen you'll see two different sounds listed. Here you can use your cursor keys and select your two sounds of choice. To split the keyboard, simply press the dual split button twice, and here you'll see a sound in your right and another sound listed in your left. And you can scroll through the cursor keys to select those sounds. For example, piano on the top and acoustic bass on the bottom. You can change the split point by holding down the button and pressing the desired split key. Not only can you set up a dual mode or a split point, Yamaha gives you the ability to do both. Let me show you how. Simply press your dual split button until you see in the window right, right to, and left appear. And here you can navigate through those three choices to select the sounds that you would like to hear. For example, in my right hand, I have the CFX Grand with the strings, and in my left hand, I have the acoustic bass guitar. So here's how the dual sounds in the right hand. And in my left hand, here's the acoustic bass. And together they sound like this. There's a ton of pre-recorded songs inside this instrument. They're broken down into different groups. The first group would be the instrument sounds themselves, and all of those instrument sounds have a correlating demo song. For example, here's the Bosendorfer sound and the demo song. The next group are the 50 classic piano masterpieces. And here you'll find the library of pre-recorded songs that correlate to the music book that came with your piano. So here it is, 50 classical music masterpieces. I love these music clips. Each of the songs are numbered. You'll see on the top left here, song number 1. As I navigate to song number 1 in the folder, I can simply press play and enjoy this fine selection. To help you learn these pieces, Yamaha has included both left and right-hand parts for each of the pieces. You can use your function controls to turn on or off each of those parts for playing along or practice. The next folder includes several teaching pieces by very well-known composers such as Beyer, Burgmüller, Czerny, or Hannen. Each of these pieces correlate to well-known music publications to help aid in your piano instruction. This piano has the ability to record your performances and compositions. You can save them within a designated folder in the control panel, or you can export them in a couple different file formats. First, you can save them as MIDI files, which are commonly used by personal computers. Or you can save them in audio file formats, which allows you to share that song on social media or other internet-based programs. Just like the built-in song library, which allowed us to control the left or the right-hand parts, you can record your own compositions using tracks 1 and 2 or left and right. Then you can save those songs within the memory. This clavinova has a built-in metronome. It's very easy to operate. Simply press the metronome button and you'll hear a click. To adjust the speed of the metronome, press and hold the left or the right arrows. This clavinova has 20 pre-programmed rhythm patterns. To activate the rhythm patterns, you'll press the rhythm button. And here you'll notice a one measure count in before the rhythm starts playing. When you press it again, it will then provide a one measure ending. Take a listen. Now, this is how it would sound if you played along with it. Whether you're a beginner or an expert, young or old, this clavinova has the ability for you to adjust the touch sensitivity of the keyboard to match your playing style. There are a few other features to further enhance your playing experience. First, you can transpose the keyboard into many different keys. This allows you to work comfortably with other instruments or singers. Additionally, if you like to play piano duets, you can actually split this keyboard into two smaller pianos where each person can have their own middle C. Then the pedals down below, the right pedal serves as the sustain for the player on the right, and the pedal on the left serves as the sustain for the player on the left. You'll be impressed with the sound quality of the sound system built into this piano. Additionally, if you do need to plug in the instrument into a larger system, such as a PA at a church or a school, there are dual quarter-inch line outputs on the back of the instrument. Lastly, if you do wish to plug in a MP3 player, there's an 1/8-inch line input as well. If you like to practice privately, simply plug into one of the dual headphone jacks, and this will disable the built-in speakers. Well, there you have it, the Yamaha CLP635, an excellent choice for schools, homes, churches, or studio use. If you have any questions or would like us to help you put together a custom package, please feel free to contact us. For Craft Music, I'm David Hall. Thanks for watching.